Hello and welcome back to the EGL Open. My name is Tony and I'm here with Trout for the first game of the weekend on stream. We've got Tempo going up against TCM. It's a big game for both teams. Who do you think it's bigger for though, Trout? I mean, it's going to be a massive, massive game. Tempo against TCM. Tempo, the guys coming out of online, doing really, really well. Everyone's talking about them. TCM lingering around that relegation zone in the CWL. It's going to be a hard game for both teams, I think.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest games possibly of the tournament in this weekend for a number of reasons. Because TCM, as you said, lingering around that relegation zone. And we've also got Tempo, who's one of the favourites maybe to actually be contesting to get into the second season of the CWL. And that's a big thing for them. They've got a lot of pressure on themselves to get out to a good start in this game and put themselves in a great position to go forward and actually have some sort of chance to make a name for themselves. That's what these tournaments are all about. We're looking at some of the challenger teams that we hopefully will be seeing next season in the CWL.
Well, we do have the TCM gaming team on your screens now. Shane, Sonny B, Brian and Niall, of course, headed by that Shane player right there. Shane McCarroll, he's been around for a long, long time. And things have really changed for TCM since Sonny B came into that team. They had a really, really bad start. Me and Brycey touched on it just there before. But Sonny B coming into this team has really, really changed them. They've been getting some wins under their belt that wouldn't have been predicted at the beginning of the season. They've done pretty well since then. If they hadn't had that bad start, they would have been probably a lot more comfortable than they're sitting in there now. But this weekend has nothing to do with that league. At the current moment, they are playing for prize money, and the teams who aren't in the league are playing for challenger points.
Well, Sonny B is a massively, I want to say underrated player, because last year he didn't have the best of chances in Advanced Warfare. He wasn't really quite firing on full cylinders like you would have expected him to. And going into this game, he's really come of his own. Towards the end of Advanced Warfare, he picked up his game, was practicing so much, and people were fearing Sonny B when they came up against him. He played so well that he actually brought VWS his second season in the Pro League to they came second in that one after not really having the best of starts to that league itself. But as soon as he came into the team, he really brought them back together and really started doing some great stuff. And now going into Black Ops 3, as you said, not the best of starts. You know, when they were under orbit, him and Shane, it wasn't quite meant to be. They didn't qualify for the CWL, but they do get their opportunity once again in TCM. And as you said, once they have come into that team, they have been incredible, and Sonny B's really put them forward onto the map. Yeah,
well, there is the TCM team on your screen now. And they're going to be looking for a good performance here, but we're going to have a quick run-through of the maps. Fringe Hardpoint is going to be your first one. Infection Uplink the second. And if we need it, 100 Search and Destroy. No Capture the Flag today in any of the games. It is going to be best out of threes. We are going to be running Hardpoint, Uplink, Search and Destroy in that order for every single game. I like that best out of three format for that. I think ending on the Search and Destroy is very important. The Hardpoint to really open things up fast and furious as we do like it. Uplink Infection is going to be a good map as well. But I want to throw down predictions from you, Trout.
It's
a hard one to predict, I think.
It's one of those games. If Tempo really come to the game today, they could really take something here. Although I did see them starting to struggle against one of the teams in their group in their first game of today. So it might have just been Hardpoint. I didn't see the rest of the series play out. However, that could be something that's weighing on their minds right now, and they might not have one of the best of starts. But having said that, they'll know what's on the line here. It might have just been the first game, you know, warming up, obviously not really coming full firing.
I mean, it's a different scenario for them, isn't it? I mean, coming into this, they're used to sitting in their bedrooms playing against teams online, but going up against this TCM squad, they are well-seasoned veterans. They come into this, well, a couple of them are anyway. You know, I think a Brian on there hasn't played that long in terms of events, etc., but Shane, really, really well-seasoned veteran. Going up against these guys who have never, ever played at LAN. So they've always been at home, but they've been doing very well from there. Can they carry that form on? Who knows? They did win their first game 2-0, as we can see in the Group G stats on your screen there. So they have got a win under their belt. TCM yet to play yet. So do you think that is going to be a factor in this?
It could be. I mean, TCM, we know how good they are. They are probably one of the best teams here in attendance this weekend. So it could be those first game, I would say, jitters, rustiness maybe could play into a factor. But for me, I know the experience of these guys. You know, Shane and Niall, Bran, Sonny B, obviously great players themselves. They know what they need to do here. They know how to warm up and get themselves ready for a game, and an important game. And I know they're up for it. Talking to some of them before the actual game today, they seem really up for it. They're here to prove some people wrong this weekend. Obviously, the CWL's not going so much their favor, but it is online, and this is a LAN event, so it's going to be a very big, different story, and I think that's what they're here to prove today.
I mean, at the same time, Team Tempo have got something to prove because they've looked so strong online. If anything, you know, we've seen them go up in the Challenger events online, not winning any of them, but, you know, going up against Splice and beating Splice was a huge thing because, I mean,
Absolutely.
Splice are a very good LAN team, but they're also a good online team. You know, so, I mean, coming in this, they've beat Splice online. That's going to still be a confidence, even though everyone talks about online, yes, okay. But LAN, there's nothing, everyone's on a level playing field. There's no excuses here. Let's see what they can do from this. It's going to be hard for them, I feel. I don't know if I even got a prediction out of you, actually. I asked and we didn't get numbers, so come on.
I'm going to go 2-0 to TCM. I think the hard point's going to be a close one. Okay. I think the uplink is going to be quite one-sided to TCM, though. How about you?
I'm going to go with 2-1. Actually, I feel as if Tempo are going to take probably the uplink, and then the S&D is going to go to TCM, I feel. I just think, you know, TCM's experience will pull through there. I think they might be a bit shaky to start with. They should be able to win one of the first 2 maps, and if they can do that, I think they'll win the series. But here we go. We are going